I'm wearing nothing but a tie when Taylor comes home.
He's phenomenal. I mean, he's been great for this organization.
Buckle up, because this week in Swifty Kelce chaos, we're trading reality TV for a full-blown emotional roller coaster with a sprinkle of glitter and a side of brunch. First, Channel 4 drops a bombshell trailer for Taylor, a two-part teasing drama, deep dives, and maybe even a few unreleased Tumblr core tears. Meanwhile, Ed Kelce's out here still trying to wrap his head around the fact that brunching with Taylor Swift is just his real life now. Surreal. Try legendary.
Down to earth, very genuine. Not the least bit airs or anything like that. She's not just very.
Meanwhile, Travis Kelce slips into full ghost mode at Chiefs training camp. No Taylor, no distractions, just dorm room beds, playbooks, and military-grade discipline. And just when things were settling down, Scooter Braun slithers back into the spotlight with a podcast rant, swearing he totally doesn't care, while clearly caring way too much.
And, my response to that is they made the horrible, miscalculation that I care.
And finally, Kylie Kelce is out here doing it all, winning awards, wiping noses, and serving unfiltered MVP energy in the Motherhood League. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift's entire life story is about to get served hot, buttered, and brutally honest on Channel 4. And no, this isn't another pastel-filtered montage with soft acoustic strumming in the background. The two-part docuseries, simply titled Taylor, is going deep. Like MySpace passwords and Tumblr heartbreak posts, deep. Directed by Guy King, this documentary is poised to unpack Taylor's transformation from country darling with curls to a global pop powerhouse who basically holds pop culture in a glittery chokehold. We're talking unreleased behind-the-scenes footage, commentary from fans, insiders, and probably that one Swiftie who still hasn't slept since 1989 dropped. This isn't a vanity project or a sanitized rehash of old headlines. This is a raw, full-throttle breakdown of the woman who's been praised, dragged, memed, and misunderstood often all at once. They're even digging into the era when Taylor was publicly body-slammed by the media, her exes, and half the music industry and, spoiler alert, no sugarcoating in sight. And the production. Elite, the same team that dissected Andrew Tate's digital downfall and explored the twisted empire of the Roy family, is now steering the Swift ship. The buzz. It kicked off in April when Taylor pulled the ultimate boss move, reclaiming the masters of her first 6 albums, just casually snatching her legacy back like it's a Starbucks order. Since Miss Americana, she's been on straight beast mode for new studio albums, for re-recorded classics, the Eras Tour, which didn't just break records, it turned them into confetti, officially the highest-grossing tours in history. And while Taylor's been rewriting pop history, over in touchdown territory, Papa Ed Kelce is still trying to process the fact that Taylor Swift is in the family group chat, football royalty, and certified MVP of every proud dad interview. Ed is now gushing about Taylor like he just discovered who she was, which honestly, he kind of did. Welcome to the most chaotic, sparkly, emotionally charged crossover event since the MCU.
Down to earth, very genuine. Not the least bit airs or anything like that. She's not just very genuine. And along those lines, she's, you got to look at the young woman that's the girl next door. An overused term, but really is.
Flashback. The first time Taylor Swift walked into Travis Kelce's house, Papa Ed didn't recognize her. Iconic. Fast forward to now, and he's describing life in her orbit as surreal, like he's woken up inside a fever dream, where his son is dating the biggest pop star on the planet, and he's more popular at golf tournaments than half the pros. At this year's American Century Championship, Ed Kelce was spotted vibing with sons Travis and Jason, while fans mobbed them like they were about to drop a surprise album. And Ed, he's soaking it all in. He says Taylor's not just very special, she's the opposite of every spoiled pop diva stereotype out there. The first time they shared a suite at Arrowhead, Taylor was picking up plates and bottles like she was the hostess at a family barbecue. No diva demands. No, do you know who I am? Just pure chill energy. Honestly, Ed still seems a little shook by how normal she is. And now, what used to be a low-key Kelce family golf trip to Lake Tahoe has turned into a Swiftie-adjacent media circus, with fans asking Ed to sign friendship bracelets and paparazzi lurking behind every sand trap. But while the golf greens glitter with Taylor energy, Travis is back in the trenches. He's traded the glam for grit, checking into Chiefs training camp like a man on a mission. Or maybe just a man trying to survive 3 weeks without his superstar girlfriend and a real pillow. Welcome to dorm life at Misery Western, where grown NFL legends sleep in twin beds. Choke down cafeteria mystery meat, and try not to twist an ankle on the hallway carpet. Who needs luxury when Coach Andy Reid is running NFL Boot Camp, Deluxe Edition? At 35, Travis isn't just gearing up for another season, he's teasing retirement like a boy bander threatening a farewell tour. After that Super Bowl heartbreak Eagles, we see you, fans thought he might hang up the cleats, but nope, he's back. Helmet on, curls tucked, and chasing that sweet fourth ring like it's the last slice of pizza at a Swift family dinner. While we cry over skipping leg day, Travis is locked in with Mahomes, grinding for greatness, with only the occasional FaceTime to Taylor's NYC Cats as comfort. The season opener. Not in Arrowhead but Brazil, baby. The Chiefs take on the Chargers in São Paulo, and Swifties are already treating it like the Met Gala of football. And then plot twist, the Chiefs drop a hype post for Travis's 13th season, Swifties activated. Forget ESPN stats, they're on full conspiracy board mode. Year 13 equals Taylor's lucky number. Cue dramatic music, glitter cannons, and a collective gasp. Suddenly it's not just another season, it's destiny. The Super Bowl winning heartbreak-killing, possibly ring-bearing Taylor's version of the NFL. Fans are convinced, this is the year. Sure, Travis's body has more wear and tear than a tour bus. 10 surgeries, chronic pain, and joints that probably squeak, but he's pushing through like a legend. And when he's not, icing his knees or podcasting with Big Bro Jason, he's giggling through candlelit dinners with Taylor like he's in a rom-com montage. And just when you think we've hit peak plotline, enter Scooter Braun. Yep, the villain of the Mastersgate saga reappears like the ex, who just had to chime in one more time. Fresh out of his celebrity bunker, Scooter shows up on a podcast, insisting, no hard feelings. And everybody won. While the internet collectively eye rolls because, let's be honest, Taylor's the one who reclaimed her legacy. Broke every touring record, and became the face of a generation. Everyone else, just lucky to still be in the frame. This isn't just a pop culture moment. It's a full cinematic universe. And we're all just living in a Taylor's version.
But the cool part is, if you actually pay attention, everybody in the end won. Yes, she could have bought them back and that could have been part of the victory, but I choose to think her team maybe didn't tell her.
Now, depending on who you ask, winning looks a little different. For Taylor Swift, it means reclaiming her entire music catalog, rallying an army of diehard fans, racking up 11 billion streams, and launching a stadium tour so massive it's basically its own economic superpower. For Scooter Braun, it's flipping Taylor's masters like a high-stakes real estate hustle and sitting down on a podcast with a straight face, claiming all ships rose. Sure, Scooter. Because here's the gag. Taylor's re-recordings were so iconic, so beautifully vengeful, that even the original versions started charting again, like they were trying to sneak back into a party. They were explicitly not invited. 2. Scooter, ever the unbothered businessman, allegedly, insists he never cared about the online chaos. Never mind the fact that Swifties have been roasting him across every digital platform. Decoding Taylor's lyrics like a forensic lab team, he's totally chill. He says while devoting 20 full minutes of a 90-minute podcast to explaining just how chill he is. Mid-sentence, he even throws a cheeky wave to Swifties, like a man taunting a riot from behind a velvet rope, latte in hand. They made the horrible miscalculation that I care, he says, which is exactly what someone who definitely cares would say. Call it denial, delusion, or just Scooter's version. Either way, the internet isn't buying a tan Taylor's legacy. Already light years ahead.
Swifties are going to be yelling and screaming and, this, that, and another. You can't say anything right, and it is what it is. And, my response to that is they made the horrible, miscalculation that I care.
Meanwhile, while the world spins on in a glitter storm of docuseries and billion-dollar stadium tours, Kylie Kelce's over here surviving for kids under 5 and, honestly, someone give this woman a crown and a nap. In that order, Kylie's the kind of mom who tells it exactly like it is, not thriving, just surviving, and somehow, she's still out here winning parenting awards in mismatched socks. Probably with someone else's juice box in her purse and a toddler clinging to her leg. She's got 4 daughters under 5, a retired NFL husband who might still think diaper blowout is a defensive strategy, and a podcast that skyrocketed up the charts faster than a toddler spotting cookies on a countertop. But don't let the chaos fool you. Kylie is making serious moves. Between coffee-fueled trenches of motherhood and refereeing mini meltdowns, she's raised over $1 million for autism research, coaches varsity field hockey, and champions body confidence for girls with Dove like it's her side hustle. She's a walking masterclass in multitasking, one hand rocking a baby, the other closing a fundraising deal, probably while yelling, "Where are your shoes?" into the void. Let's talk about her confidence crusade. At 5 feet 10, Kylie grew up towering over high school boys, which, let's be honest, is basically a Marvel origin story. Now, she's channeling that experience to help girls stay in sports and kick self-doubt to the curb. Because the stats are grim. Half of girls quit sports during puberty just because they don't feel good in their skin. Kylie said, "Not on my watch." Then grabbed a whistle and marched onto the field like it was her runway. At home, she's raising a squad of future world changers: Wyatt, Elliot, Bennett, and baby Finley, learning kindness, boundaries, and resilience somewhere between snack time and meltdown o'clock. Jason Kelce pitches in when he's not podcasting or dodging rogue glitter explosions. And through it all, Kylie swears by humor, because when you've got 4 tiny humans and one of them's wearing pants on their head, you can either laugh or join them. That's it for this video, folks. Kylie Kelce, mother, coach, confidence queen, and the real MVP of the Kelceverse. We'll see you next time.